Hi, welcome back. We got the cryptocurrency market and you're looking at the Monero versus the US dollar. Yesterday we focused on the Monero versus the Bitcoin, and I suggested that the Monero is going to seriously outperform the Bitcoin, and therefore we might consider pushing some Bitcoins into Monero. Today I want to show you the Monero, but this time against the US dollar. The potential here is enormous, and I'm a big fan of the Monero. Happens to be one of the most secured and untraceable coins amongst the whole crypto market, basically. This is why it holds a lot of potential, and it's very much promising. Now, it's also very much cheap, right? I mean, the whole market was going under a serious downside correction phase, but I do believe that these are the last days of that correction phase, and the Monero, I think, represents that quite nicely. Not only that it's so cheap, right? It came off the level almost to the level of 500, and right now it's at 197. So we're talking probably about 65. Maybe, probably around 65% downside movement from the peak. But what's most interesting to me is the fact that it actually, in two occasions, not only this time, but in the previous occasion, take a look at this, right? And obviously yesterday. And you know what? Even the previous drop right there, even though it did close slightly below the 185 here, the C-matrix level, it just left a spike on the weekly chart. So that was just a bit of a noise. But, at the end of the day, this level 185.4 is an enormous support level. And you can see how price reacts to that level once it reaches and tries to break it, but it fails time after time. So I think the Monero is really stretched out to the very edge of its potential in terms of downside movement, and we're probably gonna see here an upside reversal, and once that take place, once the upside reversal finalize, I believe the positive momentum will start to strike, and price will quickly basically move all the way up to the higher part again. All right, to the higher part of the setup. Now, if you want to focus on the count, then we already have here 3 legs. That's it. We are still in the process of the 4th leg. What you saw here is just 2 parts of what I believe will be a 3-part move. So it's going to be the same leg, which would be the 4th leg. Now, the potential here is quite staggering, right? We're looking at 197 at the moment, and just to hit the upper part of the setup, we're talking about roughly 130% move. Not to mention the fact that this one could actually go higher and take the previous high. So that level is almost 480. So we're talking about possibly 170% potential movement here, which is very, very, very promising. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it all boils down to that level 185.4 that needs to hold. Unless that's gonna hold, this whole conviction will be thrown out the window. All right. So just remember, we are getting closer to the end of the month, and we gotta have the monthly close basically stabilized above the 185 forward here, and that's where we'll get the necessary confidence, not only to keep this position but also to increase the position. So it should be interesting to follow up on this one. That's about that for the Monero. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.